actually, we talked about this before, like the fan that went hard at Caitlin at the Connecticut Sun game.
Had devised a plan behind closed doors to put Caitlin Clark in her place.
In the realm of professional sports, few stories thrill fans quite like that of an emerging superstar. Enter Caitlin Clark, the 2023 WNBA Rookie of the Year. With a jaw-dropping collegiate career, she dazzled audiences and redefined the game. But, as legendary WNBA player Sue Bird recently disclosed on her podcast, not everyone in the league is ready for Caitlin's remarkable impact.
Coming out of college and going into the WNBA, we as WNBA players were having basketball conversations, and everybody just took it to another place where we were
During practice in the middle of a playoff game, Caitlin Clark, who had just graduated from college and entered the scene, was announced as the Rookie of the Year. There was no fanfare, no celebration, no press conference, no balloons, simply a standard, even dismissive notification. To say that it was a frigid reception would be an understatement. It seemed as if the league wished to minimize her accomplishments in order to eliminate the excitement that ought to have accompanied such a historic occasion.
Instead of the grand welcome every athlete dreams of, Caitlin's transition to the league was met with an unexpected silence. Why? What's the WNBA hiding? Could there be a hidden agenda at play? Sue Bird hints at something deeper, a chilling indicator that the league's leadership is bracing itself for a seismic shift that Caitlin Clark represents. So, what does this mean for Caitlin? For the future of women's basketball? And how does this change our perception of the league? Join us as we unravel the layers of this shocking revelation and discuss what lies ahead for Caitlin Clark and the WNBA. If you want to stay updated on this developing story and explore more about the world of women's basketball, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's get into it. Caitlin Clark emerged from one of the most storied college careers in women's basketball history, having achieved record-breaking scoring feats and capturing national attention. As she transitioned from college basketball to the WNBA, many expected her to be treated like a superstar. After all, she had made waves in the sport, showcasing not just exceptional talent but also charisma and marketability that extended beyond the basketball court. Yet, as Bird noted, the reality was starkly different. During the midst of the playoffs, when spirit and excitement should have been at their peak, Clark's acquisition of the Rookie of the Year award was delivered with an alarming lack of fanfare and celebration. The announcement, a mere notification devoid of pomp, signaled a dismissive attitude towards her accomplishments and left many questioning the league's intentions. In a sport where individual achievements should shine alongside team success, the WNBA's reluctance to fully embrace Clark raised eyebrows across the basketball community. Bird's observations reflect a discomforting truth. It seemed as if the league wished to keep Clark's light dimmed, fearing that her brightness might overshadow the carefully curated narratives that had defined the WNBA's landscape.
I watched pretty much every single one of Caitlin's games early on because I am a fan. I do like good basketball, and of course I wanted to see how she would.
Caitlin Clark quickly became a fan favourite with her dynamic style of play and fierce confidence. Numerous fans, including Bird herself, eagerly tuned into her games to witness the exhilarating energy she brought to the court. It was during this early phase of her WNBA career that fans started to notice a troubling trend. As Clark dazzled audiences with her skills, she simultaneously faced an unusually critical gaze from WNBA officials and the media. In one particularly egregious instance, Clark received a technical foul for lightly hitting the backboard after missing a shot in frustration. The referee deemed it disrespectful to the game, a striking contrast to the leniency shown to WNBA legends like Diana Taurasi, who have committed far more blatant infractions without consequence. The disparity in treatment highlighted the possibility that Clark was being unfairly targeted. Instead of being protected and celebrated as an emerging star, her every move seemed subjected to heightened scrutiny, leading many to wonder, was the league afraid of her potential? Bird's observations raise critical questions about officiating in the WNBA. Are referees being swayed by an internal narrative that prioritizes established stars over new talent? In a league that espouses the ideals of diversity and empowerment, the experience of Caitlin Clark undermines those values. Instead of rallying behind a rising star, the WNBA appeared to be seeking to contain her, leading to widespread speculation about the motivations of league officials. Bird's concerns did not stop at individual cases of unfair treatment. They transformed into a broader critique of systemic issues within the WNBA. The league's responses to Clark's achievements, including their lack of promotion and support, raised significant alarms. It was clear that if the WNBA was to prosper and carve out a more prominent niche in the sports world, it needed to celebrate its stars rather than undermine them. Sue Bird's comments also touched on the perilous territory of how narratives are shaped within sports leagues. While teamwork and collaboration are essential components in building a successful sports culture, the manner in which Bird spoke about Clark's individual success was troubling. Some listeners perceived Bird's remarks as a dismissal of the importance of Clark's record-breaking accomplishments. At a time when her early performances were undeniably captivating, it was concerning to hear sentiments that prioritized collective achievements over individual brilliance. Amid this discourse, the WNBA's choice to frame the rivalry between Clark and fellow rising star Angel Reese as a marketing tool was questionable at best. Rather than championing both young athletes' achievements, the focus on a rivalry only served to capitalize on tensions, while ignoring the constructive narrative of collaboration and unity. This tactic, designed to generate hype, unfortunately overshadowed the remarkable potential both Clark and Reese bring to the court. In an era where the narratives of sports are increasingly mediated through social media and fast-paced broadcasting, sensationalism can easily cloud meaningful storytelling. Fan engagement is crucial, but framing the relationship between Clark and Reese as adversarial became a double-edged sword. While rivalries can naturally spark interest, the excessive focus on divisiveness very nearly turned their friendly competition into a spectacle laden with racial and societal tensions. The WNBA's reliance on such marketing tropes does a disservice to the mission of empowering athletes and fostering community. Instead of celebrating their successes in tandem, the league appeared more concerned with sensationalizing conflicts for the sake of drawing in viewership, a gamble that risked alienating not just the players, but their growing fan bases as well. Bird's comments reflect a timeless struggle in sports leadership, the tension between maintaining the status quo and embracing the disruptive forces of talent when they arise. When league leadership, including WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, fails to seize the moment and nurture talent such as Caitlin Clark, they risk relegating themselves to the sidelines of history. In discussing this issue, it's crucial to examine the dynamics within WNBA leadership. Engelbert has publicly championed diversity and inclusion within the league, yet her actions have not consistently matched her rhetoric. The message she sends when neglecting to support rising talent like Clark not only contradicts her stated commitment, but also reveals a troubling truth about the league's priorities. As Caitlin Clark continues to break records and capture the hearts of basketball fans with her thrilling performances, the WNBA stands at a crucial crossroads. The future of the league hinges on how it navigates the challenges laid before it. Will they embrace the undeniable excitement that Clark represents, allowing her to become the face of the league, or will fear and jealousy dictate their choices, stifling emergent talent and pushing the league back into a complacency that could jeopardize everything it has fought for? The decision is not merely a question of marketing or viewership, it's a matter of integrity. The WNBA must recognize that its strongest asset lies not just in the collective efforts of its players, but in honoring the exceptional talent of individuals like Clark who can elevate the sport. A culture that embraces innovation, celebrates diversity, and recognizes individual brilliance will only serve to enhance the sport's narrative. Critical voices within the league, like Bird's, are essential to this process. Constructive criticism can facilitate meaningful change, prompting the WNBA to reconsider how it engages with its players, especially those who are propelling the sport forward. As leaders and players work together to reshape the future, they must foster an environment where every athlete is encouraged and supported. Ultimately, Caitlin Clark represents more than just a singular talent. She is a microcosm of the wider potential in women's sports. Her explosive style of play and ability to capture the public's imagination are indicative of the talent that thrives within the WNBA. If the league continues to antagonize its rising stars instead of embracing them, it does so at its own peril. As the WNBA grapples with the tension surrounding Caitlin Clark's rise, one thing is clear. By recognizing and celebrating the future of women's basketball, the league has the power to transform not just its narrative but the very landscape of sports itself. The world is watching, and it's time for the WNBA to act boldly. With Caitlin Clark leading the charge, the league has a unique opportunity to redefine its legacy, but only if it chooses to embrace, rather than suppress, the bright stars in its constellation. The future of the WNBA is in its players' hands, and the potential for greatness has never been clearer.